How do you talk to money?
Choose your battles.
Choose your battles. Do you have an engaging relationship? Is it a positive culture you are creating? These are some of the words we have had today. Yeah? Is that it? So everybody is showing up at work, but there's a person there. They are coming. There's a different culture. And this is how a couple of things that happened to me a long time ago where I realized I do have a culture with money. Now the reason, and I share this calculation all the time because it is the reason you're here today, one calculation. I'd just gone into business. I'd never quite thought about money personally. I was in a business where I worked as a stockbroker. I worked in the pension fund industry for a while. At some point I was flogging properties. What would you think somebody who has that experience has? You would think. But I think I was living this life despite that my job was helping people with money, where it's paid, it goes. I never quite think about it because there's just so much life to enjoy out there that you don't really think about it. Yeah. Then I left, got this idea, let me go into business, and that is when shock on me that I actually have to have a relationship with this person for the money. And it started with one calculation. When I didn't have the 300 bob, I did the calculation of what I used to spend on lunch every day without thinking about it. And it was simple. 300 times 30 is 9,000. 9,000 times 12? 108,000 shillings on lunch. And that was then before I could access the 300 bob with my mobile phone. Now you can imagine what people are doing. It is not 300 bob anymore. Yeah, it is so much more that we actually don't realize. Yeah. Then as I entered business, I also learned to put money in its place. Because I entered and I was at the brokest period of my life, but what is my business? Helping people manage money. Can you see the irony in that? Yeah? So here I was going to see clients and we started one-on-one. And I'm doing financial planning for you. That time, I've had to look at my car and say, on a 1800cc, Google, is it 3 kilometers? Does mean 1 kilometers? 5 kilometers? Where I've been told to meet, I'm trying to say, will it get me there? And please, may he pay me in cash immediately. He gives me a check, I'm sunk. That guy is staying there. Yeah? But then I learned money. There's a circumstance, but I still had value. So it started helping me separate my value from today's circumstances. I think it's Waceke who said earlier, money will follow value. Once you focus on value, money will follow. So I learned, put money in place. But then I also learned, you've got to give money direction. Yeah? So, and this happened to me. I've always loved traveling. So when I started traveling regularly, especially when I found myself turning 40 and I was in Las Vegas to turn 40 years old. I was like, this is what money, this is your job. All these other things you're coming to disturb me about, be knowing this is your job. So when we're talking about financially empowering people, it's with the recognition that if you don't, whether you like it or not, there's going to be a culture they're coming into your organization. Tell me, what do you think? Let's pretend people are back, lunch, etc. What are they talking about? Money. So, because it's money, what are they talking about? About the employer. What are they saying? Which you have to manage. Salaries. Yeah, what else? Not enough. Oh, we are falling apart. Did you see what the boss did? etc, etc. In other words, they are stuck. If we don't financially empower them, we're stuck having poverty support group conversations at your expense. Yeah, so you thought you've hired people to do marketing, accounting, etc. You've set up collective chamas of poverty support, which is we are broke, we should be paid more. The boss did this, and then Carol, whom Vanessa is talking about, nobody ever sees my input, etc, because she has not learned about out of sight, out of mind. Yeah? Yeah? So what is that doing to your organization when people are connecting through poverty support? That is why money is so important, and we have to understand that everybody who comes in, it is no longer a nice to have. I see organizations talking about money and financial training in nice, something nice for the staff to feel nice about. No, it is something, then you're like, no, let them do sales training to make us more money. Yeah? It is something that is as important as anything else, because everybody has a relationship with money. They may not have a relationship with sales, yeah, or marketing that much. But the one thing they'll think about more than their job, fact, is money. Even sometimes more than their children, more than their spouses, is money. Yeah, so we can't run away that it is such an essential part. Yeah, I think the Bible, second to love, the most talked about topic in the Bible is money. Yeah, so we can't run away that money is that important. It is not, cannot be tucked safely into our wellness program. No, it is wellness, yes, but we stopped calling it soft skills, you know, all those things we like calling it, that make it look like important but not important. So when you put out a job ad, what is the first thing you put out? You're told advertise this position. What is the first thing? More than before budget. Title. Okay, what does title give someone? If you hire me and you tell me I'm the head of marketing, what does it give me when I walk into an organization? Status. An identity. It is how people then know how to relate with me. Yeah? So the one thing you're giving them when you give them a title is identity. What identity are people coming in? Or do you have with money? That's what's asking you about your relationship. What is the identity? Some people will come with a very scarcity mentality. Others will come with abundance mentality. Others just want to survive. But people have given money an identity whether they like it or not. And we're living in a society of what is the identity we have given money? What have we made money do for us? Status. I am more important if I earn more. I am less important if I earn less. If I told everybody, put up your salary here, we can give you post-it notes. Everybody go and say, Dave, 300,000. Susan, 700,000. What will stop you from doing that? And then you put tags on your nose so that you can see. We can see Susan and 700. And we walk around the room. We are instantly going to start judging. You'll be like, hiya, she earns whatever, and she's dressed like that. He must be a man. You see, we instantly, don't we do that? Yeah, don't we do that? We make assumptions, yeah? Hi, but that handbag costs $1,000. I've seen it advertised. How? On that salary? How? They must be a sponsor. Yeah? So we start judging. And that is why people hold money so close to them. But the problem with this, we start giving money an identity it is not meant to have. Money was never, that's like telling your 5-year-old, be the family doctor. I write that in the book. When you're saying, I am going to give money, your responsibility is to make me feel better about myself. And I'm constantly fighting with you because you're not making me feel better about myself. I am more valuable if you are more, if you bring more. Yeah? I am less. So you're constantly, because you said my value is my current financial situation. We have an exercise where we tell people, let's look at your net worth, your balance sheet, your assets, liability. But we always tell people, that figure you're seeing there, please do not mistake it for your value as a human being. It is just your current circumstance. If you're in Westlands and need to go to the airport, you need to first know you're in Westlands so that you know what route to take. So what is the danger of us giving money an identity it's not supposed to have?
It could make us lose our identity. Yeah.
You keep thinking, first of all, money is a solution. So why do you have people jumping, they get 20,000 shillings, they jump jobs because they think that is the solution. Instead of being able to see that I have value and where I'm going, maybe this position is not paying me the 20 extra immediately, but where it's going is bigger than that. And I think we have a lot of people jumping simply because of that. And why their identity? Because they want quickly to go take a loan to buy that Subaru that they cannot afford, so that when Dave meets friends in the evening, they go to places where their cars are parked nicely, and can be seen because that is the status. So one reason financially empowering people is about correcting their identity with money. And people come in where this identity has come from so many. Where has the identity come from? Society, your upbringing, so many things. Yet the organization is trying to have this identity or this brand, but you have these people speaking a very different language. So if they don't get to the point where they realize, yes, money is important, we're not negating that, but first, my value as a human being is not that. And in fact, the identity I want with money is abundance, it is this, and this is the direction I'm going to take. So first, you do a title. What is the identity? Secondly, what do you do? Okay, we've said we're hiring head of marketing next. Someone said, what is it? Job description. JD. What JD have you given money? Does your money have a JD? Yes. Does it have a JD? Yes. Yeah? Right, written. This is your job description. Yes. How many people have a JD for their money? That is what we call a financial. That is what a financial plan really is. It is a job description for your money. How would someone operate with if they don't have a JD? Yeah? They'd enter and then fine, I'm head of marketing. It's nice to know I'm head of marketing, but I enter and then there's no direction. Yeah. So in our lives, when we don't have direction with money, what happens? What has happened? Let's not even talk at the ad hoc like we're talking about other people here in this room. What has happened?
If that's the necessary, then you're broke. It
goes. You wonder where has money gone? Yeah? Where did money go? Because you never told money where to go, so it just went. The relatives called, since you had not given money a JD, you just M-Pesa'd. Because there was no plan. Because especially once it's in the bank account, there's no way. Because money needs a goal. What am I achieving here? Yeah, what am I? Just like human beings need a job description to keep us focused, so does money. Yeah, what's the danger of not having a job description? We've said money just goes. What else? Chasing shadows. You keep chasing shadows because money is one of those things. If everyone got $1 million just now today for coming here, you'll be happy. But does the world have somewhere to spend $1 million shillings even in a day? By next week you'll be like, yeah, I went through Samsung, it is gone. So money is never enough in itself. So this JD also tells us, remember when Nessie was talking about this in the job, how much, to answer that question, how much is enough? That is what the JD will tell you. How much is enough? Because if we don't, it does not matter how much money we are earning, we will never get. What do we want it to do? For example, is my JD for money that by a certain time, you should be providing for me an income so that whether I work or not, my lifestyle is catered for. That's one of the JDs you can give your money. That is where we are going. And because that is the job description, there are certain decisions you will make and you will not make. It will direct how you spend, it will direct how you save, it will direct what careers you choose, it will direct so many things instead of you just moving for short and instant gratification things because it has a JD and saying, that is where I'm going. This is my 10-year plan. Yeah? It doesn't mean that's all. You might be, this is where I'm going. Even me, like I said, I like going on holidays. Once I figured that, I was like, I want to do it not once. Sustainably. So JD, your job is to make sure I can go on holiday sustainably. When you think you want to go to Las Vegas one time ever, then I die. No, yeah, it is sustainably. So what in the background? What does money have to do for that? It has to be saved. It has to be invested. Income has to be generated. It has to be grown. There are sacrifices that have to be made. Because as human beings, let's face it, we don't like the word sacrifice. And that's one thing we face, I think, when teaching money. People never like to sacrifice. If you just tell them budget for the sake of budgeting, they're like, why? Yeah? But when you show, because this is the JD you've given, then I can tell that what is actually a sacrifice is actually a step forward. So I'm sacrificing some amount of spending, but at the end of the year, I'm going to go on a holiday. Or the end of the year, my kids are going to go to the school. I'm going to go buy that house. And they're short-term, they're KPIs for short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Okay? Now, when someone is at work, don't you keep doing reviews and assessments of strengths and weaknesses? Okay? You've got to ask yourself, I want money to achieve this, but I'm a human being who did not come with 100%. So at work, what do you do to mitigate weaknesses? Training. Okay? So just to achieve this, it's not going to happen just because you envisioned it. Yeah? There's got to be training because we know we have weaknesses with money. Why do we have weaknesses with money? Who went to a school where day one, standard one, you were taught about money? Yeah, there was a tweet going around, very funny. So someone saying, I'm so glad I was taught the periodic table because it has really helped me run my business. Yeah, unless you're a chemist, I mean, you were made to cram that periodic table. But I wish if you had just told me about compound interest. You know, even as you are making me cram periodic table, perhaps time value of money would also have been just as important. So we have weaknesses with money because we are looking at things that honestly life should have taught us, not just money, nutrition, relationships, so many things we should have started being taught when we're in school. So we're addressing that weakness. But still, we'll train. When you come and back to the job description, you've given money, train so that you're aware. What does training do? It makes you the CEO of your money. So that you understand it is never anybody's responsibility but yours. But it also makes you understand, I'm good at this, I'm not good at this. So when you understand you're not good at something, what do? You can work towards changing it. You can change it. What else? You can get help. Yeah? You're like, I've understood why I need shares in my investments, but since I'm not good at, I don't have time to watch the stock market every day, perhaps I'll use a stockbroker that I can trust. Yeah, because I don't have time to monitor, or I may have understood them, but I know I'm not that analytical a person. You know, there are some things, even though you're trained, you're not going to change fundamentally, or I'm not that organized. So whether it's an investment advisor, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a friend, even someone to keep you accountable. What does understanding your strengths also get you? You maximize. Yeah, you now understand, because I'm strong in this area, but then I'm very good at identifying opportunities in this area, I can also use that. Because the problem we're also facing with money is people all think they should make money the same way. Haven't you seen that crowd mentality? Yeah, where this is quail eggs. Remember that year of quail eggs, and everybody was a quail egg farmer. Yeah? So everybody, you find this is the new thing, let me go. Cryptocurrency is the new thing, let me go. Half the people don't understand what they're doing in this crypto world, they've decided, let me go. Stocks are the new thing, let me go. Plots, I don't know where are being sold for what, let me go. And then our scarcity mentality from the identity comes in, and they're like, all the plots are going to be finished unless you buy them now. Yeah? We come with that. So it's also, understanding and creating wealth is also about understanding where you can grow. Because money is there to grow. Yeah? Money has to grow, otherwise it gets bored. Sometimes it's bored in your relationship because all you keep doing is spending it. Even money is like, let's move on. Yeah? Let's move on. Money has to grow. And it grows especially if you understand your strengths, manage your weakness. Say, we teach something called non-financial assets in Centonomy, where people identify what has just come with you. Are you a good communicator? You can also use that, yeah, in your wealth creation journey. Yeah, just the same way at work, that communication skill, you're good at that, that is why you are hired in a marketing role. Yeah, the same communication skill you can also use for yourself. Remember, I discovered I was in a business making other people money. I just never did it for myself until I was forced to. Yeah? So you start saying, how do I grow? Yeah? How do I grow? Because money has to move. Money is constantly moving. How much money have you transacted even today in a few hours? Some of you maybe are on your phones, you're transacting money now. Yeah? Money is constantly moving. Money is constantly moving somewhere. And when COVID first hit and people were like, oh, we don't save, oh, whatever, we are doomed, we're like, please tell me where the president has put a whole mountain on money and said it has gotten COVID and has burnt it because the money has COVID. Money did not get COVID. So when you're stuck saying, oh, things are bad, that money is moving somewhere. Someone made PPE equipment and made money. It has moved. It's in a savings account. You like, I'm keeping my money in a savings account. That guy went and borrowed from the bank your million, which is sitting in the savings account, and went and started that business. Because money has to move. Yeah. Today, you have made someone rich just by wearing clothes. The fact that you wear clothes, the fact that you fueled a car, the fact that you took transport, the fact that you ate bread in the morning. You have built somebody's factory. But what is the problem? Why is money getting bored with us? Because you're not building your own factory. So you're keeping money in a relationship where there's no factory. It's just used for survival and a bit of enjoyment. Yeah? But money is looking at other people, its other friends in other relationships, and they're like, what? What have built? Yeah? So your money has envy of other relationships. And then you might face financial infidelity because of that. It might cheat on you. Yeah, it will start cheating on you because it's bored. And then if you only tell money, I just want you focused on the latest gadgets. That's what money will do. While someone else is focused on not just the latest gadget, others. So you must build your factory. You can't constantly be building other people's factories forever. So when you earn money, fine, you will have to, everybody here is building other people's factories, but where is yours? Where is your portfolio that is also growing? That becomes your factory, because it is only your factory that has this job description, not your employer. But it's not, do you realize this is not your employer's responsibility? Yeah? It is you. And people have to, I think people put way too much burden on the employer to be all and end all. So this is actually where wealth creation happens. And I started Centonomy because I am convicted beyond any facts you can give me that everybody was put on earth to create wealth. Yeah, we do not all have to do it the same way, but we're put on earth to create wealth and have a life of abundance. So this is where it happens. And then lastly, you want, and I think Chen was talking about this quite a bit, you want people who are engaged, meaning they treat this business as theirs, correct? Ownership. Yeah? With money, we do not like taking ownership at all. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is all your problems?
The boss.
The boss. Yeah? What else?
My parents.
My wife. The economy. Yeah?
My parents.
Parents. Why did they bring me up this way? They go to school, etc. Some of us have been blaming our parents for 20 years. It's time to stop. The government. Yeah? But even in organizations, we want people who take owners, who treat this as their own. Yeah? So I want you to say a couple of words. And this is even maybe what you're going to start telling people when they come to you. I want you to repeat after me. You are where you are because that is what you have chosen.
I am where
That is what I have chosen. Again, with more conviction, we gave you breakfast.
I am where
I am because that is what I have chosen. What does that make you realize? You have to make different choices if you want to be somewhere different. You have to take ownership. Yeah, even ownership of conversations that you need to have. Yeah, ownership of what is happening. Yeah, ownership of, okay, for me, I know my weaknesses, if I whatever, but do you have a budget? Have you separated accounts to manage that weakness so that when money comes, you don't use it? So you just completely take responsibility. Or you want to earn more money. Have I taken ownership that I want to earn more money? And say, next year I'd like to be earning more. What am I doing? Yeah, me, I don't buy into let's increase salaries because of inflation. Even me, I'm facing inflation. Even the company, the business is facing inflation. What have you done to do it, whatever? So it's just completely taking ownership, because then your mind starts saying, what am I going to do about it? Okay. Now, what would happen if your your teams had this relationship with money, what do you think would happen to your culture at work? What would happen? There'll be more productivity. What else?
More value addition.
There'll be more value addition. What else? Less gossip. Less poverty support group, as we talked about. Yeah.
I think empowered.
They'll be empowered. They will be empowered, and they can link this job to their empowerment. The two are working together. Yeah, the two are working together, because it is very hard for me to come and give my all and feel empowered at work whilst I have this relationship with money that is dragging me down. People can only pretend for so long. Yeah, at some point they will crack. Yeah, what else will happen? Accountability in the organizations that you work for. A different energy with yourself, a different energy about your own source of fulfillment. So we cannot separate this, yeah, from having empowered teams. You can't empower them just through the skills needed for their job, but forget about this very important area. Because we want people to have a vision. We want them to understand that they are a human being that is also being looked after outside just the very transactional nature of the job. Yeah? So I'll stop there, and I'll just leave you with a quote from my book, Making Sense, which is on sale outside. Remember something about money. Money is a tool for the life that you want, but in itself, it is not the life. Yeah, in itself, it is not the life. And we've made the mistake of thinking money is the life. It is a tool. It is a servant, but you have to be the master. Okay? Don't leave it just to go and serve other people, yeah? But you have to define it, and I hope you will also help your teams be able to